how would Johnny Cage defeat Homelander? What would his strategy be?
Oh, he would take that prick out. Look at that.
Yeah,
He'd be gone.
Yeah.
Gone. No strategy needed. Boom. Green aura.
Are we closing that fight down with a nut punch, right?
Nut punch. And a selfie. Yeah.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight.
Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
This episode is presented by Prime. Same-day delivery. It's on Prime.
Gentlemen, I'm going to ask you a question to start that I hope is hypothetical. All right, so let's say your hand is forced and your fate is going to be decided in a trial by combat. Which Mortal Kombat character are you choosing to defend you?
I'm going to go Goro. You can owe an extra set of hands. It's just 4 hands better than 2.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to lose a lot.
No.
And he seems like a fun dude to party with afterwards.
Yeah.
Kano and Goro have some history.
You know what I'm talking about.
Eating at very expensive banquets together.
That was a wild weekend in Tijuana.
I'm going to go Kung Lao.
Yeah, wow.
One, because I'm a huge Max Hung fan. The guy has got an incredible skill set. Trained with Jackie Chan, and we're so lucky to have him in this movie. But 2, I just think he's one of the coolest characters. That whole razor blade hat thing, I really dig that.
It's a cool hat.
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao?
Yeah.
My soul is up for grabs, so I'm going to cheat and I'm going to take Shang Tsung because he's the one who takes souls. So I would just have him take the soul of the person who wants to take my soul.
All right. Playing chestnut checkers. How about you?
I would have done Kung Lao, but I would actually take Liu Kang from MK1 because now he's got the time thing going on. He can always go back in time and do things. And he's the god of fire and defender of earth and all this stuff. So he's pretty stacked.
You're allowed to take yourselves.
Oh, then I will take Katana. Yes. No,
I think that I would also then take Jade.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 So y'all were just thinking about somebody else.
Everyone's been telling us you can't pick yourself.
Right.
So I was like, okay.
Oh, we're very fair here at Fandango.
I love that. Katana,
Right.
hands down.
Okay, easy. Yeah, Jade.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I like what's happening here.
Yes.
And as a second choice, I would pick Liu Kang.
Okay.
Just because fire, come on.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with fire.
You can do a lot with fire.
Scorpion or Bihan would be my
Fair.
alternates.
Okay, but we're sticking
Good
with
dream
Katana
team.
and Jade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shao Kahn.
You take each other. We'll take each other.
You'll take each other.
Yeah.
So
Full
we're
trust.
Yeah,
a
no one
little
can.
bit of Freeze, a little bit of Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Okay,
Full
cool.
trust.
We join forces, no one can beat us,
Yeah.
for sure.
What's the worst way to die in Mortal Kombat?
The Johnny Cage nut punch is a fatality, and then have him taking a selfie. That's pretty humiliating.
There's a fatality, I think it might be an X, where Kronos, I think, his fatality is he kills you, then he goes back in time so that you go back to life, and then he kills you again, and he keeps doing it over and over and over.
Brutal.
So you just die constantly over and over. That's pretty inventive.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassingly. Like a bitch. Like, embarrassingly.
When you
Like
get 2
an
cast members
embarrassing bitch.
laughing at your expense. That's how.
This feels like poison experience.
I mean, listen. It's never. Dying in Mortal Kombat is actually interesting because it's like it's such a dramatic death that as an actor you can really go there, but it has to be written in a way where you don't die like a bitch. And then if it's not, then you have to work that out. I'll tell you a short story. It's not a death scene, but it was my first scene fighting a Sub-Zero, and I remember when he punches, he breaks the gun, and the first time he did it, I went. And they're like, moving on. I go, no, absolutely not moving on. What do you mean? I go, let me see that. The playback, I'm like, I look like a bitch. And then Todd was like, it's fine. I go, Todd, watch this. Todd came over. He was like, oh, you look like a bitch. And so we did it again. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. There we go. Because you can't look like a bitch in a fight movie. You just can't.
Now it's in the contract. Does not die like a bitch in any movie.
Yeah. I need red Skittles and no bitchness. Champion hood.
And you're so big,
I know. Like you can't look
all the
like
sound effects.
I can't look like that. Like I'm too big for that. Like a small guy maybe you can get away with that, but I couldn't get it.
All right, do the noise. I'll do the noise. You do the mouth of what you did. Ready?
You do that action.
Do the action.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah, ready?
The leg sweep is pretty.
The leg sweep hurts.
Yeah.
I did that to my brother a lot. Feels pretty good when you're on the
Yeah, it does.
giving end of it.
I'd
It
say
does,
yeah.
definitely.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, I guess that would be the most weird. It's like, oh, that's it? That's what got you?
It's kind of like when you have a really cool scar and people are like, "Oh, where'd you get that from?" And you're like, "I have a." They don't want to tell you the story. It's that. It's the equivalent of that. You know.
I literally have a scar on my hand that people are always like, oh, did you, like, it's right here. It's like, people think that I got cut with a knife or something. I got this scar by baking a cake for my teacher in high school. It's
too wholesome.
Way too wholesome.
That is the sweetest story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
No, I'd say it's when your mom turns off the power. It's a terrible way.
That's the best answer
my
I'm gonna get
dad
on
did
that.
that. When I was a kid playing game with my
Well,
my
when my
brother.
dad got mad at us, he would turn the TV off, not realizing that he had to turn the power off too. So we turned the TV off, and we could
Just
sneak
turn it
back
back up.
downstairs 30 minutes later. So I got the upper hand again. I want to talk about the training for your characters, because the way that y'all train for this movie, I was reading, is like you have individual sort of things that are geared towards your character's powers.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that training and the specific things that each one of you were working on?
Yeah, for me, it was probably the most challenging action sequence and choreography that I've ever embarked on in my career. I mean, it was a steep learning curve. Like, to the point where I arrived on the Gold Coast where we were shooting this movie, and they didn't take me to the hotel. They took me straight to a set. I literally got off the plane and went straight into a stunt training session. But listen, we had such a great team working on that. And, it was a lot of work, a lot of hours, months and months of starting with the basics, agility and coordination, hand-eye movement, all that sort of stuff, and then slowly building up into the skill set that was required, working with the staff. I'd never done that before. It was a lot. It was a lot of work, yeah.
And add to that, by the way, we were interrupted, as so many people were, by the strike. And so we had to keep training through that strike, not knowing when it would finish. So that was another weird little speed bump that we, and many other productions around the world embarked on. Yeah, so we were we were match fit, ready to go.
Ready to go.
And a couple of weeks in, going, all right, tools down. And we're like,
Yeah, so I had to learn how to army box, which is different than boxing. The stance is different. The way you're punching is different. It's for multiple combatants. You're trying to get the fight over fast. You're not like trying to score points. You're trying to break a clavicle, right? And so I had never done that ever, right? I had been in a couple fights in my life, but they weren't organized. And Sifu Nima. What?
What?
Nima. No.
Nina.
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 Nima. I was like, wait, no.
100% confidence, 0% accuracy.
He was really helpful for me. I rehearsed 3 to 4 hours a day for 8 weeks, maybe. And I'm not talking about fight choreography. I mean, just army boxing. And I was staying up watching Joe Frazier and Mike Tyson, and I really had to convince myself psychologically that I belonged in that space. And once I got past that hurdle, it became really easy. And then at that point in time, it's just desire and devotion, and making sure that your desire to be the best that you can be matches up with your devotion. And that's it.
Beautiful.
That was great. How about the training for Sonia?
Yeah, same thing with Nino Pilla, who's
Nima.
a really good,
Evidently.
lovely guy. He taught me a lot in terms of in the original Mortal that we shot too, and I carried a lot of that forward. And then I had an amazing stunt double, Zia, who she taught me so much too, and she was just such a great double. So I can't take all the credit because she did a lot of my fights, particularly in the second one.
You worked really hard, though.
I did,
you worked
but also
really hard.
just training, getting in the gym, and getting the physicality that I needed. I'm not your beefiest kind of gal, but it took me a minute to get some
you look
muscles.
good. Damn.
And they are dissipated, unfortunately. So it took a long time. Very easy to lose, though. I'll give you that.
You went from beefy to
With
salmon.
Beef jerky.
Beefy to beef jerky.
Training for a whole month. We worked very hard. We took it very seriously.
Very seriously.
And had a blast. But yeah, we incorporated a bunch of different styles. And
Yes.
it was hard but rewarding.
I feel like you've earned a belt, right? Like I'm not sure if you're a black belt yet, but you've earned a belt. What color belt do you think you
Yes.
honestly earned in the training?
Oh, in the training?
Yeah.
Probably an additional. I would say maybe I'm like a, what is it? What's after orange?
Well, it's
Purple's getting
White,
up there,
orange,
right?
and then
or sometimes it's white, yellow, orange. So it depends.
white, yellow, orange. What's
Red.
above orange?
Red.
No.
Yes.
Definitely not.
I'm just thinking Starburst flavors now. I got to be honest with
I
you.
know. Yeah.
You're just below brown, just above orange is what we'll call it.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll go with that. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, perfect.
Mine was kind of the perfect time, the perfect place, because I'd just come off the back of a hard shoot in Italy, which was a gladiator style show that I was working on, and the character for that was he was called Flamma, is a massive gladiator who was obviously very physical, and the training for that was a lot of footwork, a lot of weightlifting, and they wanted the fitness, the athleticism, and the size all in one, which is very difficult to do and hold. But the timing of being approached for Shao was kind of perfect, to be honest, because I was already prepped and ready for it. So it's just a case of continuing that and following it and bringing it through. But the key thing for me was to make sure that I stayed mobile, flexible, and worked on the footwork drills and the ability. I wanted to do as much of the character myself and not rely on stunt doubles to do it.
Yeah.
So it was absolutely fitness, which
That's true.
I believe you mentioned earlier was
True,
key to you.
Yeah, I add probably endurance. Yeah, for long takes, you got to be able to shoot, like not get.
You're probably doing 4 or 5 hours throughout the day of intense training on set, which is ridiculous.
Fight scene with
especially in
heavy
costume.
costume that you need to have
Dehydration,
strong endurance.
Yeah.
So in the last Mortal Kombat game, Carl, Homelander is a character you can play as. So
Right.
I'm curious, how would Johnny Cage defeat Homelander? What would his strategy be?
Oh, he would take that prick out. Look at that.
Yeah,
He'd be
he would.
gone.
Yeah.
Gone. No strategy needed. Boom. Green aura.
Are we closing that
Nut
fight
punch,
down with a nut punch,
him,
right?
Nut punch. And a selfie. Yeah.
Obviously, the fight we're more interested in is Johnny and Butcher. That's
Now
the fight
that is-
I'm interested in.
That would be a fight, especially like powered Butcher, either laser or tentacle, and powered Johnny. Yeah.
Okay, do we have a dog in that fight? Who's coming out on top?
I cannot.
that's a live ball for you.
That's a live wire ball. I'm
Yeah.
not going to go there. I take the fifth on that.
The answer is Dread. That's who's winning.
Oh,
that.
Winning that.
Okay, got it.
No, it's Hammer.
Josh, for you, Kano's back. It's so exciting to see Kano back. What are some differences? How has Kano grown since the last time we saw that young man?
Like sideways?
Yeah. He's backed on a few kgs. Look, Kano, what's great about Kano is he flip-flops from, his allegiances and alliances, as the wind blows. So, he's kind of good, he's bad, he's whatever, serves him. And I think part of what you can expect from Kano is not really knowing if you should root for him or root against him, but just enjoying the ride. Although, I think what the great discovery was in this one was how Johnny and Kano interact together. That felt like a cool buddy, the bickering kind of buddy action thing.
It was like a 48 hours
Yeah.
classic sort of 80s, two polar opposites getting together and bitching at each other. It was
great.
fun.
I mean, I felt like Johnny and Kano could single-handedly bring back the 3-cam sitcom. Get a studio
I
audience,
love
get
it.
you guys being
Right.
roommates, craziness ensews.
So true. Who ate my cornflakes?
Two assholes and a baby.
Yeah, that's a good one. Whose baby is this?
It's your baby.
Josh, what is the best use for a laser eye in everyday life?
Just everyday life.
Just existing.
Yeah,
what would
yeah.
you use that laser eye
No,
for?
it's when you don't get those plastic packages you can't open. You try and rip it open, and it's like laser eye that right up.
Capri Sun.
Good trick. You're at a beer bottle.
That's smart.
A beer bot. That'd be a cool parlor trick. Yeah.
Change the
Right.
channel.
Yeah.
Simple.
Change the channel. Destroy the TV, but change the channel.
Small point.
Yeah.
Small point.
I can only do this trick once.
Yeah, it's a one-time trick.
Carl, you get to fight Katana in this movie.
Yeah.
You get to fight Baraka in this movie. Can you tell me one thing about each one of those fights that was really exciting for you?
It was exciting to go against Katana because she's been training for 10,000 years.
Oh, shit.
So that was a challenge. And Baraka, the thing that I think I most enjoyed about the Baraka fight was Johnny Cage finding himself, like finally sinking into and accepting, believing himself. I think that's fun for an audience to see.
And for the record, your favorite Johnny Cage move is?
It's the nut punch.
It's got to be the nut punch.
Got to be.
It has to be the nut punch.
Got to be a nut
Come
punch.
on.
I'm not some champion. I don't have transformer arms or shoot lightning bolts. This has got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
Each one of your characters, how have they matriculated since the last movie? Because we kind of got like the build up to the tournament. Now it's tournament time.
Yeah.
So what are you bringing to this tournament that you maybe didn't have in the first film?
My rings.
Arcana.
My Arcana. I got it for realsies now and throughout the whole film. So that is a real level up for me.
And it's just going to be so much fun to play with on set, right?
Totally. I know, and we played with a different couple of versions of like what they had some real rings, and then they had the CGI rings, and they've landed somewhere in the middle now. But it was really fun to be able to fire them off.
I think he's deeper, having to have gone through a really significant loss in the first film. He's a little bit more beefy.
You were jacked in this movie, man.
I mean,
Yeah. I ate a lot, and I trained. Trained extra much. And,
Extra much. I'm taking
many
that.
trains.
many
trains. I took many trains.
How about you, Mehcad? What does Jax bring to the dance this time around?
More levity, more sensitivity. I think he's more of a rounded out character. And I think the stakes are higher for all the characters, right? And so I think that just brings a heightened sense of urgency and devotion for each character.
Johnny Cage shows up, and
Yes.
to put it nicely, at the beginning of this movie, sort of a diamond in the rough when it comes to being tournament ready.
Well, that's an understatement.
Yeah, wow, you're nice. You're a nice human
I
being.
have to be diplomatic on this side of the table.
Yeah.
What is something that each of you brought to Johnny to kind of help him get ready for the tournament? What would your characters provide that maybe he didn't have to get him that last couple reps?
I think that he didn't understand the stakes, and that's something that Sonya and Jax in particular really understand, because like we did most of the recruiting, and so when we recruited somebody, they have to understand what the stakes are, right? And I don't think he really got it. And then he got off easy with the first fight with Katana, and that wasn't going to happen again. So.
I mean, I gave him multiple pep talks throughout the movie. I was the voice of reason and gave him the good shake that he needed, give him a bit of a shakedown, so to speak. But I think I eventually kind of got in there, wormed my way into his brain, got in his ear and convinced him that he, begrudgingly could do the things that he needed to do.
I think Liu Kang gave him a chance. I think there's a dynamic between Liu Kang, Raiden, and Johnny, where Raiden was giving him hope, and then Liu Kang was wondering. I mean, he's the servant of Raiden. The guy raised him, taught him everything he knew, and Raiden gave him a chance as an orphan on the street. So he was giving Johnny a chance to step up to his own championhood.
Last question for y'all.
I remember my first day speaking English.
Training much championhood.
I train much championhood.
I'll take getting to the point over anything else.
Mortal Kombat 7 championhood.
Whoa! I really don't feel comfortable hitting a girl.
Don't worry. You won't.
Yo! Send me back. I want to go back.
Y'all have such great chemistry on screen, right? And you're sort of like training buddies in the movie. So just as actors, who's the better fighter between the two of y'all?
Without a question, Tati, for sure. She has a black belt. I do not.
That.
Yeah. No. She would win.
But she's incredible. Just in the work that she put, but the work that she put in for this movie, I just have to give this girl her flowers. She put in so much work for this, for it to be Katana with those freaking fans, and flawless victory over here.
But in real life, she would win for sure.
As far as fighting weapons go, fans or staff?
Okay, I honestly would choose the fans.
Oh, you take the fans.
But no, actually, sorry. If it is the power charge version of Jade's staff, then staff.
Okay, so if the staff can light up and do all the cool extra things, but if it's just like a big stick. you're going
Yeah.
fans.
Because sharp.
Yeah.
Fans, 110%, of
Yeah.
course.
It's such a great fashion accessory,
Yes.
I feel like, too.
Yes, exactly. Looks nice and is deadly.
Yeah, you might get stopped at
What's not
TSA
to
with
like?
the staff, but like the
Yeah.
fans, you can just kind of pull off as like, these are my fans.
Not
You know
if they're
what?
sharp
Actually,
at
no,
the
they were
ends.
sharp
Like,
at the
what?
ends. No,
I could
TSA would
totally
be like, not for
I'm like,
you.
this is my broomstick.
Yeah, I might have to
Both
rethink
staff
that.
would be, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to try to take both on my next flight, and I'll let you know how it goes. What can y'all tell me about Johnny Cage and his addition to the cast of characters that we get here? What was something that each one of y'all kind of either like maybe instructed Carl/Johnny on, or what's it like to kind of go toe to toe with Johnny Cage?
Okay, in terms of fighting with, I mean, Johnny Cage is such a funny and cool character. I think he brings in so much comedy, but also this like rugged groundedness.
Right.
And then Carl is just amazing.
Perfect.
He's such a funny, incredible human being. And a lot of the times he would come up with these lines and I was like, stop making me laugh. I'm supposed to kill you right now. No, he's amazing. He is the perfect Johnny Cage. I think people are going to be extremely happy seeing that character come to life through him.
Yeah, and I think too, seeing this version of Johnny Cage of like seeing him, it's like, you know, that he's it's not him in his superstardom like prime. Yeah, it is him like as like this washed up actor and like trying to find his own like inner strength again. I think is going to be really interesting for people
And
to see.
relatable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about the fight scene that you get to do with Jax? How much fun
Yeah.
was that to film you and Mehcad?
Wonderful. Like that was the first fight it was the first thing that I shot in general. And so I was like obviously super nervous, but Mehcad was so supportive. Like he's like a big brother to me. So I love that man so much. And it was so funny because like he just comes with quips and the things that and I'm like, I gotta be serious and like not same thing with like not laugh and like be like, yeah, no. But yeah, it was a lot of fun working with Mehcad, and it was truly a dance between us, and we had a lot of laughs through it, like just trying to figure it out half the time. So it was great.
It's a fun question. I got to talk to Carl and Josh. They're paired together, and I love like the four of y'all is like a sitcom. Like they're in one apartment. You guys are the neighbors across the way, and just zaniness ensues. I asked Josh this, but I want y'all's take on it. So his sort of power as Kano is he's got that eye that shoots a laser. If you had a laser shooting eye in your normal everyday life, what would you use that for?
Ooh.
It's just a good everyday use of a laser eye.
Ooh. Hedges, weeds.
That is maybe the best answer I've heard today.
You know, sometimes the fire department comes and they say, hey, clean up. And I'm like, oh my God, is it May already soon? I don't want the fines. That's what I would use it for.
Hilarious.
Sorry. Yeah.
So-
Literally just happened, as you can tell.
To get out of like additional like homeowner association
clean
fees.
up a little bit, you know, clean up the hedges, make sure everything looks nice.
Yeah, just a nice tidy lawn. Okay. Okay, pick something more innocent than that.
Starting a campfire.
You know who else said that?
Who?
Mr. Ed Boon.
Oh, really?
He said he wants to start a campfire with it. So as great as your trimming the hedges answer was, I have to give the win
Damn, that's fair. That is
to
fair.
starting a campfire.
That is fair.
Finish him!
Me.
Earth belongs to me.
We do not kneel.
Both of y'all's costumes look like they have some weight to them, so that's even more
absolutely.
intense, right?
Mine was about 4.5, 5 hours in total to get ready, as well with the prosthetics and the outfit, and then obviously to perform the fight scenes. I've done so many fight scenes over the last 10 years, but that was absolutely without doubt the hardest one.
Yeah.
With the prosthetics and the costume for sure.
Yeah.
Joe, what can you tease about a possible rematch with Scorpion?
Well, next one for sure. I think it's time for Bihan to win, right? Because the first one, the MK1 beginning, Bihan won one time, and then the end, with the help of Cole Young, he won. And this, I cannot spoil anything, but I know for sure next time, Scorpion needs to get fatality.
As a lifelong Sub-Zero player, I subscribe to that. Martyn, what's the coolest thing about Shao Kahn's costume?
I would say his accessories. You know, he matches well. His colours good. He's in trend. He's in season. I think he's got it nailed. You agree?
I agree.
Yeah. He's scary, but he could also hold a catwalk.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Swag.
think that was probably his side option. If he never succeeded in life, he was probably going to go down the modelling route.
This whole dominating realms doesn't work out. You can be a fashion model.
Face for radio, as they say.
Get over here!
Damn.
Remember, if you fail, the earth fails with you.
What did you take from making the first Mortal Kombat movie you did into this one? Like, what was the lesson you learned making that film that you incorporated into Mortal Kombat 2?
In the back of my mind, I was like, I want the whole Mortal Kombat 2 to feel like the opening of Mortal Kombat 1, right? So, and sort of I understood that the opening was created in a sort of almost its own little capsule, and it allowed us to get all the character beats right and get all the... So I was like, okay, I need to take that approach to the whole filmmaking of 2, and also going through the process and understanding Mortal Kombat and the world. I really got steeped in it. So I was like, even going through 1, I was like, oh, I know what we can do with 2. I know how we can just push this and go further. And then once we'd completed it, I then sort of looked at getting the characters to be more connected to an audience, get the feels up, get the scale up, use more things from the Mortal Kombat universe that we could just continue to ratchet everything up to be this cinematic, epic sort of tale. And on knowing we had IMAX in there and knowing that it was like, okay, let's just swing for the fences here, and this is going to be mad and crazy and wild.
I mean, as a kid, I was the last one on my block to get a Sega Genesis, but it eventually came, and I got to play way too much Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. Is there a particular sort of Easter egg or something that you're really excited in this movie for fans to get to see if they pick it out? Like, how do you go about setting those kind of things up?
Well, there's a lot of that in the film. There's a lot of those layers. The thing that this is a bit of a strange one, but taking the success of Mortal Kombat 2 as the arcade game, which is sort of regarded as a great iconic arcade game, and we all kind of know what that looks like, right? With the type on the side, the red and the yellow.
It took the most of my quarters out of any arcade game ever.
Yeah, exactly. So given that the success of that, we sort of wanted to take the spirit of that, and in the opening titles of the film, those who are typographically leaning will see that we use the typography from the arcade game because it seemed right for Mortal Kombat 2, the movie. We'd used Mortal Kombat 2, the arcade game. So, and then sort of took the spirit of that, and that's really kind of threaded through the film about taking, like, for example, the Sega Genesis version of The Pit and Blue Portal is what I used for this. So it was just like, okay, I want to do that on the biggest cinematic screen we can. I want it to be massive. I want it to be beautiful and sophisticated and elegant and brutal, and I want it to be real. So let's do that. Let's go from here, 16-bit, and let's go to here. And that was a wonderful creative process that I really enjoyed in making this movie. It was like a very satisfying, very fun thing for us all to play with.
And watching the movie, I mean, you can sort of see some of Ed Boon's fingerprints on this. And I'm curious for you, having him as a resource, what's something that he taught you about Mortal Kombat, or something that he really imparted to you as far as like this is the essence of Mortal Kombat?
Well, the funny thing about Ed is, so he's this legend that's created this phenomenal game. He is the most understated, respectful, lovely, sweet guy, and he was like. To have the Grandmaster that I could just ask him questions anytime I wanted was that just made life so much easier anyway. And to have him part of the core creative collective was great because he would just, like we talked a lot about Baraka and the Tarkatans. Like, so that was so early on there were conversations about what those guys were and how I felt we can make Baraka. We can give him an undertone. I said we have to give them more facets. It can't just be like they're sort of warriors that only speak one thing and they're just always kill. There's got to be a bit more to them. And Ed, to his credit, he was like, okay, let's just see. And then we sort of kept developing it. And then he was like, oh, okay, I see it. And then we were both in our lanes, but we respected each other's positions. And then sometimes I could just say, hey, Ed, why did you do this in the game? What's the reason behind it? And sometimes you'd like, oh, that was because of this, this, and this. And then other times, we just thought it'd be cool. So I was like, okay, so do you mind if I do that? No, that's fine. I don't care. So it was a really nice, easy back and forth that as we went on, it just kind of got more and more. And then obviously he's in the film, and it was great fun to work with him, and he did a great job. So,
okay, I have kind of an odd question. I want to put you sort of like you're like a TV chef, and you're teaching us how to make something. You're teaching us the recipe, but that's for a fatality. So what is the secret spice that just makes a fatality extra, extra sweet?
Well, okay, this is what we were going for. So every fatality needed to have a significant character and story reason to exist. It wasn't just there to be cool. It had to be a surprise. It had to be a momentous event, and it had to couple with it a very important story point. So therefore, when you see the fatality, you're also taking on board the character and the story of the character, which is all that matters in our stories. It's like we follow the characters. So that was all about, and that went through the action on the fights and everything. It was all about character. We spent most of our time talking about what the character would do and what's right for that.
Can I tell you something? They also ended up being really cool. In addition to that, so you kind of checked all the boxes.
Yeah, we had to do that, obviously. And it was like a lot of like, oh, should we shoot it from here? Should we shoot it from there? Oh, what if we come around? So there was lots of that. And Kyle and Gardner, the stunt coordinator, and his team were just phenomenal. So.
All right, so last question for you. Karl Urban is Johnny Cage. And I'm curious, is there some piece of Karl's work in the past that you had seen and you're like, oh, that's why that dude's going to be a perfect Johnny Cage?
Yeah, there were kind of two things, actually. So Bones in Star Trek. So Bones in Star Trek could have been quite a broad comedic character, but Karl's sense of comedic timing is extremely good. He really gets it. He never lets anything get broad. He never ever lets it get out of hand, but it's always funny. And he's very good at improv. And so his ability just to keep it earthed and keep it like, but also add this layer of texture underneath where it's like, oh no, this guy's a real deal. And he really is sort of broken at the start of the movie. Like I knew he could do that from that. And then also he has a very small role in the Bourne film where he plays the assassin at the start. And all the way through it, and where he's the amazing scene when they're in the nightclub and he gets up and then we follow him out and it's daytime. Like I remember when I seen that, I was like, oh, what a great shot. Anyway, the fact that he could do that, and then just seeing him in many other things, whereas like there's some stuff he did in this early comedy stuff back in New Zealand when he was very young, and he worked with Rhys Darby and really funny, like really understood. And so I was like, well, this guy's perfect. And he was an absolute joy to work with and it's made life really easy. So.
Where the hell am I?
It's called Mortal Kombat. It's a fighting tournament. To the death.
And I want to ask you some questions about your reaction to the film that I just got to enjoy, particularly with how the tournament kind of plays itself out. What were some things that really made you happy watching it? Like, what are some things that this movie really gets right?
I think the existence of a tournament is the big thing. That was one of the things, the feedback we got from the previous film was, where's the tournament? They're all talking about it's building up to it, and then the movie ends, right? So now's the big payoff. You get the tournament. Everybody's also, of all the original characters we came up with, there was no Johnny Cage. Everybody's like, where is Johnny Cage? And so this film, I think, checks a number of boxes that fans wanted to see in the first film, and and as well as crazy fights and all that stuff like there. So
yeah, it was a nice balance of violence and of humor in there too. I mean, this movie really does have everything. And for all like the millions, it tens hundreds of millions of like hardcore Mortal Kombat fans, what are some of the things that you're really excited for them to see in terms of maybe like some Easter eggs, some set pieces, stuff like that?
Each character has like kind of signature moves, like, and they call them like your powers and stuff like that. That's a big part of the film. I'd love to see people's reactions to that. There's a fight with Liu Kang and Kung Lao in this blue portal, and it is like such an amazing choreography of like, this fight that's going on, this hat that's flying around all the time. It's, you got to take, and the camera movements are really cool. So the fights are a big big like kind of explanation point, throughout the thing, and then you have the humor like you were talking about, downtimes, and then you also have the the journey of mainly Johnny Cage and Katana, their kind of main story. I think the combination of those two really hits a sweet spot.
So one of the things that fans loved about the most recent Mortal Kombat game was that you could play as Peacemaker.
That's right. Yeah,
it was so much fun for me and my brother playing it.
Yeah.
I'm curious, is there a character in James Gunn's DC universe that you would love to somehow get incorporated into the next Mortal Kombat game?
Yeah, the challenge with the DC characters into Mortal Kombat, right, with just fatalities and all that stuff, is I wouldn't want to cut Batman's head off ever.
It'd feel weird ripping his spine out.
It's just wrong. But Joker worked, right? Joker, I think we put him in Mortal Kombat 11, and so there are definitely ones that could fit, but it's not like Superman, Supergirl, Wonder Woman. You're not going to see them probably in a Mortal Kombat.
They're going to get beat up enough in Injustice, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think would be like a great source of inspiration as far as like the games and the lore, the mythology of Mortal Kombat to date? What would be a great source of inspiration for the next Mortal Kombat movie if we're lucky enough to get there?
We've been telling stories from Mortal Kombat stories, 12 games, right? So in a sense, there's like 12 chapters that are, and I believe that the time span that this latest film covers is about Mortal Kombat 3-ish. And so there are quite a few characters, Shinnok and all these, a little more with Quan Chi and all that. So I feel like there's several movies of stories that can still be told.
I echo your sentiments. I was hoping you would say multiple movies. Because like you walk out of this movie and you can't get enough of what you just saw. So the big question, I wanted to ask you this for years, for decades. What makes a perfect fatality in your eyes?
A perfect fatality is, it's not just a gory, disgusting thing, right? There has to be a level of outrageousness that, believe it or not, evokes laughter from people. You just laugh at how ridiculous what you saw was. So it's like this combination of violence and blood and guts, but then almost a silliness to it. And it's that campiness, over the top tone that I think is the sweet spot.
It seems like Looney Tunes maybe inspired some of the fatalities.
Oh yeah. We've had people reference the Looney Tunes thing a number of times.
It's Roadrunner versus Coyote, except with blood, which is more fun. So, okay, I want to do a little sort of put you in a position where you are being challenged to Mortal Kombat, right? And you have to have somebody defend you, okay?
In the game or in real life?
In real life, but now we're going to pick characters from the game. So this is the person that you want defending you. I'm going to give you two choices, and you tell me who you're going with, okay? To defend Ed Boon, Jax or Kano?
Jax.
Jax or Katana?
Jax.
Jax or Jade?
Jax.
Jax or Baraka?
Baraka.
Baraka or Kung Lao?
Baraka.
Baraka or Johnny Cage?
Baraka.
Baraka or Liu Kang?
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang or Sub-Zero?
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang or Scorpion?
Scorpion.
He thought about it.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
That was usually the showdown between me and my brother was Liu Kang and Scorpion. So I'm glad we got there. Scorpion's the ultimate winner. What do you hope that fans take away from going to the movie and seeing this on the big screen?
I hope they feel like they were just on a ride. I hope that they feel like, they were laughing at parts, they were scared at parts, they were awed at the choreography and the inventiveness of the fights, and they were rooting for, in particular, Katana and Johnny Cage.
If you could have any of the powers that any of the characters have in this Mortal Kombat world, just in your everyday life, to use as you will, which one are you taking?
Sub-Zero's freeze, I think, would be a cool one. Yeah.
Cryotherapy's pretty big these days. You freeze yourself. Actually, as my last question, I want to ask you this because I'm going to get to ask Kano this as well, is if you had that laser eye thing, just in your everyday life, what would be a practical use that you would use it for?
Starting campfires or something like that.
You're just going right to the wilderness, right?
Yeah, it has to be that.
You got your laser shoot now. You don't need to be surrounded by buildings and the internet and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Just go
yeah.
live in the wild.
Yeah, exactly.